Yo, how's it going, guys and girls? My name's Chris and welcome to my channel, CSM Investing. So usually at the beginning of these videos, I always put out this little bit to explain the background into what we're actually going to be doing in the video. But I don't know whether you actually enjoy that. So just to help me out, put a thumbs up in the comment section just to show me that you appreciate it, and I'll genuinely appreciate that. Anyway, in this video, we're going to be breaking it down into what red days are they a bad thing, what you should be doing, and what I do. We will also be talking about why people are scared of them. But before we get into any of that, please do realise that I'm not a financial advisor, and anything that I do say, please take with a pinch of salt. And since you're all here, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Right, let's get straight into the video. So, as I said, in the breakdown, we're going to be talking about what red days are. So, that's our first point of call. Now, it's simple. Seriously, all it is when the stock price is below your average price buy-in. See how simple that is? It's really that easy. I'm not even kidding you. So let's put it into some easy to do examples. Say if you brought into HCMC at 0.003200 and its current price at time of recording this is 0.001100, you will be at a loss, causing it to be a red day. Now, that might be a bit of a weird example, but that's my example, unfortunately, because I'm in that boat at the moment. And on the flip side, if it was the other way around and you brought in at 0.001100 and the current price was 0.003200, then you would be in the green. You're going to love the fact that I'm going to say this, but it is as simple as that. When you're in the red, you were down. When you're in the green, you're up. So here's where the situation gets a little bit sticky. As to our second point, are red days bad? Now, it all depends on you as the investor. As in my circumstance, I would 100% say no, they're not a bad thing. They're actually pretty great. But to our first point that we're going to talk about, I'm going to say the opposite. The first thing that I truly want to get into your heads and just put it straight out there is, if you have no idea what you're invested in and all you've done is follow blindly someone's advice on TikTok or on a Reddit forum that said, oh, this stock is going to 10x your money in 24 hours, let's say for example GameStop, and you've then put all your life savings into this stock, and then it's dropped. And in some circumstances, that can be a substantial amount of money, which, it can be painful. And if you're a new investor to platforms like Free Trade or Trading 212, and you still have no idea what you're doing, that can cause panic. Seeing your money at a loss, and then you might sell out on the red days. So, you just need to be careful. This is where I turn around and say red days are a bad thing for people like that, because you need to know what you're invested in. If you don't know what you're invested in, how are you going to know why it's going up or why it's going down? There's these things such as meme stocks and actual financially stable companies. They're two completely different things, and you need to know financial statements, cash flows, all this sort of stuff to understand why a stock will go up and why it will go down. I might be repeating myself, but you need to get it into your heads. Be careful what you're invested in. If this is you, please don't follow blindly like a flock of sheep. Learn, do your research, and know what you're invested in, please. Now, on the flip side, for people who have been in the investing game for a while and know what they're doing, We all know that red days can be a glorious thing, especially lately with the lows that we're seeing, and now we can get these great companies at even cheaper prices to then put our profits even further. Now, that's when you're smart, that's when you know that red days can be important. You just need to learn that there are several different people in this investing game. There are people who are going into these meme stocks, which is fair enough, as with like GameStop and AMC and all this other stuff, it's the little guys taking on the big institutions, which is pretty amazing to see. I'm not going to lie to you, but make sure that you're only putting in money that you can afford to lose. That's the main thing. And then you've got the beginners who, yes, at the beginning you might be making some mistakes, but you will learn from them. I've made mistakes along the way. I'd still say that I'm relatively new to the game, but I'm learning each time I invest, each time I put in more money. It's a journey, and it's a great one to be on, trust me. And then for the long-term investors, as we said, we know how great red days can be. Just keep investing. Know your stuff as well. Now, this part is barely something that we need to touch upon, as we have basically already stated it in the previous section, but I'm going to go over it just one more time.
Just stop talking!
So, like I said earlier, people are only really scared when they have no idea about the companies that they're invested in. If you know what you're invested in, why would you be scared? Because you know in the future that the stock that you're in will go up. It might be a gradual process, but that's what we like. If a company shoots up and then drops down, make that volatility, it's scary to see sometimes. Yes, you might make some quick gains, but in the end, it's not a sound company. It's not stable. You want that slow, gradual increase along the way. That way you're able to, say if it does come down, which most stocks will, even a little bit, might be a lot, but they'll end up going up again because you know the credentials of the company. Just means that you can buy in and average your price down at cheaper prices. It's just the way this works. This video, I'm literally just going to be repeating myself over and over. That's all I feel like I'm doing. But you're here, you want to learn, that's what I'm going to do. Now, if you're a gambler, then this bit of information, it's not going to be any good for you, because you're probably a high risk investor and you're like, oh, my money's going here, my money's going here, but then it shoots down and you're like, oh no, what am I going to do? But if you're a sound investor, here are the things that I suggest. Get rid of any debt, start up an emergency fund, invest in index funds like the S&P 500, the FTSE 100, go on Vanguard and do that. Then it's up to you where you go from there. You can start investing in individual companies on Trading 212 or free trade like we've mentioned earlier, or you can invest in cryptocurrencies as like Ethereum. Remember, this is in my own opinion. I feel like that will take over the dollar one day. Or you could invest in ADA, which is pretty sound in its own right as well. And obviously Bitcoin's the solid one. Everyone knows about Bitcoin. Who wouldn't want to get involved in that? And then once you go from there, you can further on and start up your own business, or you could even start investing in real estate. That's how I suggest doing it. Now, you might do it in a different order, but the main ones that you should keep in order are getting rid of debt, the emergency fund, and then investing in index funds. But treat the index fund as a retirement plan. That's how they should be used. Long-term investing, gradual compounding of your money. Now, everything I've said there, I do. Obviously, bar the fact of investing in properties and having my own business at the moment, but I'll get there. But obviously, you haven't come here for a strategy plan. You've come here to talk about what you should do on red days. And the simple answer is either do nothing, don't panic, or average in on your positions. Don't stress. That I can't say this enough. Don't stress, don't panic. If you know the companies that you're in are solid, then why would you panic? My final thoughts here are that you shouldn't be up at all times of the night, stupid times, thinking about that 5%, 10%, or maybe even a 20% drop. As I've said, if you're involved in a company with a solid background, especially with future stocks at the moment, the market's in a crappy place. And if you are invested in great stocks, then the corrections will be made and the markets will rise once again. So don't panic. I'm Chris, and thanks for coming to my channel. Peace.